Yeah. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy FRE, $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's TheFlyBoyway. Don't ask why, just check out the channel. Getting back used to these StreamYard lives with y'all is gonna be so fun. Y'all know I got so much stuff, so much content that we haven't went through. And I mean, from the Money Talk Mondays to the uh, Millennial Dating from the single man's perspective on Wednesdays to the town halls on Fridays. They're coming back and they're coming back hard and ready. Pause. We are here today to pretty much just talk as men about dating in Miami. Now, a lot of you guys, I'm going to give people some time to come in. We'll just do a little intro and everything. Let me get all this stuff right. I'm gonna have to turn this fan down, but let me know. Give me a 1 in the chat room if you can hear the fan in the background. If not, give me a 1 if the sound. If it sounds good, give me a 2 if it doesn't, because I got the fan on. I'm in the basement. Lighting is better, but it's hot. So we're getting ready to get back into this going live. Like I said, I've been traveling all year. I've done 5 Black Man's Guides. The Black Man Guide to Cali, Colombia comes out on Friday. We've done the Black Man's Guide to Playa del Carmen, the Black Man's Guide to Tulum, the Black Man's Guide to San Jose, Costa Rica, the Black Man's Guide to Haku Beach. We really put in that travel footwork this year. Next year is not going to be as much, but we're going to get back to doing the lives now because, like I said, I like to communicate with other people here. So once again, I got the fan on right now because I'm in the basement. The lighting is better. Give me a 1 in the room. If it sounds good, if you can hear the fan in the background, let me know with a 2, and I'll just turn the fan off for a little bit. But I'm going to shout some people out in the room. I'm going to give people about 3 more minutes to come in because I know it has to get out to people. But again, we're going to discuss today dating in Miami. I don't want to start yet. But I'm giving you some time. So let me shout some people out of the room real quick. Shout out to Last Long Venture. Good to see y'all too, man. It's been a long time. OG in the building. What's going on, OG? I got some people in the room. Hope you hit the like button. Daniel, what's good, brother? What's up? How's things looking over there across the seas, man? We just got back from Cali, Colombia. It's pretty wild. And since you guys are here, I have a week off in October. Like I said, at the 5-minute mark, we'll start this. If you want to come back in 5 minutes, want to stay, it's cool. Global Paper in the building. Brazil and Die. Models and Bottles for Life. And the Versus King. OCFL. Everything sounds good? Awesome. Watch Game Bananas. Okay. Well, Threesome King over here, man. I'm just saying. But the whole thing is like, since you guys are here early, and like I said, we got about a minute and a half before we start and go straight into it. I'll tell you guys this. I have a week off in October, and I really, really just want to go to Miami and just chill, just go hang out in Miami. I actually go back to Miami tomorrow. I catch a flight after work, and I'm there to Sunday. But I have a week in October where I was planning to just chill in Miami. But I'm thinking now because of how expensive it is to really party and go out and do things on the weekend in Miami, and because I'm trying to condense money, I figured that I might be able to sneak a 3-day trip into Cuba when I'm in Miami. Like, I'll go down Miami on a Sunday after I drop my son off, and then I'll stay in Miami Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then go to Cuba on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and come back Sunday. I'm just thinking about it. It's in my head right now. I'm still putting out the numbers and everything, but the round trip flight to Cuba is like $300 or less. I know I'm not going to spend more than $400 there. I have to buy a painting. So it's a possibility that in October, I'll be going to Cuba for about 3 days. Now, I don't believe I'm going to make a Black Man's Guide again or footnotes. I might do footnotes, but I don't know because, like I said, I've already got too many Black Man's Guides. Not too many, but enough Black Man's Guides this year. So I don't know. I can't promise you that, but I definitely will record some footage while I'm in Cuba and give you some content, just in case. All right. We hit the 5-minute mark, and we shout out the last person, anybody else that came in, and we're gonna start. Welcome back to Millennial Dating from the single man's perspective. Now, as a lot of people know, I brought my condo in Miami Beach, in South Beach, back in October of 2022. It is now going on, October of 2020. It is now going on October of 2022, and I felt as though 2 years after I bought my condo, I could give you guys some conversation, some experience on what dating is like in Miami. Now, for those that don't know, people who just coming on the channel, I'm from Newark, New Jersey. East Orange as well, Irvington as well, but I'm from Newark, New Jersey. So me going to Miami is a big change. Like the way things operate in New Jersey versus the way things operate when it comes to dating in Miami, totally different. And I'll tell people this. A lot of people will say, I don't want to date in the States, and I can understand them. Now the Monk thing, it's not for me, but I can understand it. But what I would say about Miami is this. Miami is the bridge to South America and Central America. So whereas it's not Colombia, it's not Costa Rica, it's not Mexico, but everything that you can get overseas, you can get in Miami, but it comes with a higher cost. So when it comes to dating in Miami, I would say one thing I noticed that before I owned a place in Miami when I went to Miami is that it's a lot more difficult to interact with women if you're not a regular there. Now, yes, you can sometimes go to South Beach and you might get something that's like a woman that's going there and she just wants to have fun, or she just wants to wild out in Miami and leave it all on the table. That's a chance too. But the quality, in my perspective, the quality of that woman may not be at the standard that you want. But it's still possible if you go to South Beach. Now, right now, they've been pushing in Miami. What I've noticed is that they've been pushing towards making South Beach less of a wild out, bring the ratchetness down there. And they've been pushing it more towards the Wynwood area. And for those that don't know, the Wynwood area is actually in Miami. It's across the bridge from Miami Beach. But it's like an outdoor thing. And, it's pretty much always warm except for hurricane season in Miami. So, but the vibe of trying to connect with women in Wynwood isn't as, I guess, quote unquote, easy as it is on South Beach. Now, you still have a couple clubs in South Beach you can go to, Mr. G's. You can go to different clubs like Exchange. You can go to the Uncut. But here's the thing about the clubs in Miami and the dating scene, from my perspective. If you are, whether you're from Miami or you're not from Miami, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult. But either way, going and trying to meet women in the clubs in Miami, it won't be as, in my perspective, it won't be as difficult, I feel as though, as you would say if you're in New Jersey or you're in New York or maybe you're in LA. I feel as though Miami is more open. The women are more accessible. They'll talk to you, but they might not give you a bunch of play. However, you're going to have to buy drinks. Drinks cost money. You're going to have to be able to, have a good personality and talk. And I feel as though the club scene in Miami, certain clubs you go to, it's going to be more difficult. Like if you go to Live, let me give you guys an example. If you go to like Live or you go to like a Club 11, this is a place where there's going to be like celebrities there, and there's going to be a lot of people spending money. So if you're coming to a place where there's a lot of people spending money and you're putting yourself in that environment, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to talk to women because they're going to expect you to spend that money also. And I feel as though, although these places are fun, if your budget is more, more of just a regular, 9-to-5 budget, then these might not be the places you want to go to try to acquire and get women, particularly. I would say this, and this we're starting with the club scene and dating like that. I would say this, a couple places where, from my experience, that I've actually met women in person and was able to finagle the bagel. Like I said, I do have an advantage because I have a place down there. a couple places that you could go is like there's a spot in Overtown. First of all, it's a spot in Overtown called Red Rooster, right? And upstairs in Red Rooster, there's a pool hall. The pool hall used to be an old famous pool hall, Clyde Killinger's pool hall, and it used to be like where all the celebrities like Patti LaBelle, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Muhammad Ali, a lot of the celebrities went there. So it still holds its value. And in this area, there's like on the weekends, there's like I want to say Afrobeat / Caribbean party. And if you like the women that's like maybe a little bit more thicker, you like what they will be in this place. And this is one of the places I would say you can go and you don't have to spend a lot of money. Now the drinks will be a little bit more expensive than overseas, of course. But I feel as though if you go to Red Rooster, you can actually have a chance of pulling something out of Red Rooster. Also, once a month, once a month at the Urban, they have like a 90s doo-wop thing, right? Shout out to Headliner, shout out to Fly Guy, shout out to Love Shack Conceptuals. They have a thing where it's a doo-wop thing. Now, if you haven't been watching my channel, you've been doing the doo-wop. And you know what I'm going to do now? Because we're talking about South Beach, we have 36 people in the room, and I'm going to get back to shouting people out. I'm going to, as I talk, open up my South Beach lifestyle thing so you guys can hear it. I hope I can still monetize this. I don't think I have anything that's not monetizable on the playlist this far up. But let's see. Let's share the screen with you guys so you guys can get a sense of what I'm talking about while I'm talking about Miami. So let's put this here right here. All right. Yeah, that's cool. And then we'll play some what's the names in. Gotta turn the sound down on this one. Hold on. All right, 1 second, y'all. 1 second. All right, so this right here is Red Rooster that I was telling you about. This is at the entrance to Red Rooster, and Red Rooster is the plot. I think that if you're a regular guy, you ain't got to be the buffest guy. You ain't got to be the most in shape. But I feel as though Red Rooster, you have a good chance of getting something out of Red Rooster that can make your night pretty good. Let me get back to the screen real quick, and I'm gonna take a pause there. I'm gonna come back to that Red Rooster thing, and we'll come back to other places. But I'm gonna shout out more people came out in the room. All right, let's go. Who else came in the room? Buck Travels in the room. What's going on? He says it's hard to pull in Brickell unless you have money. South Beach, you have a chance because most of the girls are tourist girls. Okay, I'm going to address this because if I don't address it now, I'm going to have like a hard time remembering and go back. So I'll say this. For the most part, I feel as though Buck Travel he's onto something. If you're talking about like Komodo or you're talking about, one of the bars in Brickell, I feel as though it may be more difficult. However, in Brickell, there is a place called Blackbird Ordinary. Now, Blackbird Ordinary has hip-hop nights. It has a Latin night, I believe, and it has like some other night. But Blackbird Ordinary is a place that I feel as though you can also go in and get women and like get. They won't be bougie. That's what I'm pretty much trying to tell you guys. In Blackbird Ordinary, the women there, they won't be bougie. Of course, you got to buy a drink. That is the Miami flavor. But I feel as though they'll sit there and talk to you. Now, the quality in Blackbird Ordinary, in my perspective, it will range from like about a 5 to about an 8. Like, of course, you're not going to see, I don't feel as though you're going to see like the 10s there or the 9s at Blackbird Ordinary. But you guys know how I feel about 7s and 8s. I feel as though the experience with 7 and 8s is what I like more. I won't say better, but what I like more. So I think Blackbird Ordinary and Brickell, that would be a place that is different from that also. Miami is safer and richer than South America. Safe is relative. I tell everybody this all the time. Safe is relative because you could be in the safest location and do something that makes you not safe, like wearing a lot of jewelry and getting drunk. Doesn't matter where you're at in the world. That'll make the area not safe. Piff City, what's going on? Travel Squad. All right, what's good, man? What's the cost enter look like? All right, so I'm not able to talk about pros in Miami. I know that's probably not what you're talking about, but I just want to put this out there first. I'm not able to talk about pros in Miami because you guys know United States rules are not the same as international rules. But I will say there are spots in Miami that there are pros that I've been recently. And so, yeah, it's dope. But when it says the cost to enter, all right, so Blackbird Ordinary is free to get in unless they have a special night for the event, and at that time it's probably $10. It's free to get in because there's two different parts. There's a first part where there's a bar, and then there's a second part where there's a bar and a dance floor. Now, you really want to get into the second part if you really want to try to mingle, but you can mingle in the bar too if the back part is crowded, so it wouldn't matter. As far as like exchange and mangoes and places on South Beach, the entry could range from $20 to $40 depending on how crowded the night is. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's already going to be a night if you're on South Beach or in Brickell, outside of Blackbird Ordinary, $20 to $40 is the entry fee. So you're already going in spending money, and that's without buying drinks. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it could cost a lot more. And we'll get to what I believe is probably the most productive way of acquiring of dating in Miami. The most productive way of dating in Miami from my experience of 2 years. Chili or die, what's going on, Big Mike? Models and my shoe game on point. Santiago, I hear you. There's a Susu. I never really said that. Prince, what's going on? Definitely putting in the work, man. Like I said, I wanted to put the video. Oh my god, I gotta take my face off this thing because it's not. I want you to see the video. All right. So I just wanted to play the videos on the side so you guys can get the receipts to what I'm talking about dating in Miami. Let me see. I'm gonna get to your comments and then we'll get back to dating in Miami. I just want to try to keep up with you guys. Zoe, what's up? Santiago is better in Miami. Better is relative. It's 5 times cheaper. That I believe, yes, truly. But I also know that a lot of people aren't able to just retire and live in Santiago, Chile, or live outside of the country. So whereas though there's a lot of channels, and I tell people all the time, my channel is not a travel channel. It's just a channel about my life. Whereas though there's a lot of channels that do mostly traveling internationally, I'm here to give people options. That's my point. So while I'll show you international a lot, I'll also show you places in the States where you can go. If you go to my page, you'll see me in Houston. You'll see me in Miami. You'll see me in New Jersey. You'll see me in Atlanta, because not everyone can go overseas for whatever reasons. And that's why I like to show them options. Where's Chuck? What it is. You know it, man. GC in the building. TG Loke? What's going on? Wait, what's up? I'm 2 trips in. Went to Medellin last September and went this March. Oh, man. Listen. I can feel you. I feel you on that one, man. Prince So. What's going on, J Mass? Christopher the Con. Christmas the Concrete. Oh, what's up, man? What's good, bro? As long as you look like money in Miami, you can run the game. If you have any game, you dig, but it ain't South America 100%. All right, so yes, looks in Miami, the look, and it doesn't have to even be expensive clothes, because you guys know I shop at Former Mills. Yeah, I buy my sneakers from China, but I shop at Former Mills. So it doesn't have to be expensive clothes, but you gotta look like you said, you want to look like, maybe say look like money, but it doesn't have to be expensive clothes. We're gonna get back into it. I'm gonna shout these last people out, then we're gonna get to it. Holla at me. Mama Tried, Tire, and Red Rabbit are good. Oh, Mama Tried and Red Rabbit are good bars to pick up regular chicks in Miami too. I haven't even heard of either one of those, Holla. If you can let me know where that's at, maybe I'll check them out this week when I go tomorrow. All right, so we're gonna stop there, all right? Because I see more people commenting. All right, so also in Brickell, you can bar hop. And when you bar hop, you will meet the women who live there versus the tourists. Now, the thing about trying to date the women who live in Miami versus the tourists is that the women who live in Miami are really going to want you to either be moving to Miami or living there for a long time, and they may actually still go for a one-night stand, but they have to have the understanding that you live here, because they feel as though, I feel, from my perspective, I feel as though they don't want somebody who's like a tourist who just comes. And those are just the locals in Miami. So if you are just going to be in Miami for a weekend or for a week, I wouldn't try to push that far up on someone on a woman who lives here. I would still try to go to the bars in Brickell because they're not expensive and stuff like that. All right, so let's talk about the Wynwood area, because in the Wynwood area, I don't believe, except for Oasis and Racket, and Brick House. So those three places right there are going to be always packed, right? Oasis, which is the outdoor bar area. They usually throw events. They'll have like you'll see when I had Steve Aoki was there, but Oasis will charge depending on who's there. If it can go from $20 in Oasis to $100, so that's a place that you might want to watch. And it's outside, so if it's really cold, you might not want to go there. Racket is going to probably charge about $20 to get in. It's a dope club. It's a good atmosphere. Everything is kind of close, but you can actually network with and meet women there. I've met a lot of women dating in Racket. Another place is Brick. Now, Brick is more of a Afrobeat club, right? They also play like urban Miami music, but I feel as though you can get something out of Brick, and it most likely will be a local woman that's in Miami, but you kind of want to go to Brick with more than one person, because of the fact that most of the women that go to Brick come in groups. You know what I mean? So if you try to go there one-on-one, that interaction is going to be a little bit difficult, man. It's going to be a little bit difficult. Let's talk more about costs now. Now, one thing I've learned about dating, and this is before we get into where I feel as though the best way to date in Miami. When it comes to costs, outside of paying for entry to the club, when you're trying to take a woman out, you got to kind of understand that in Miami, now on Miami Beach is one price, right? But in Miami, now for those that don't know, Miami Beach is a city in itself. Miami is a different city. They're right next to each other, but Miami and Miami Beach are two different cities. In Miami Beach, everything is going to be way more expensive because it's the tourist place. In Miami, if you know the spots, you can pretty much get around spending what I'm going to tell you right now. On average, in Miami, if you're dating and you want to take a woman out to eat, you're going to spend at least $100. Follow me here. If you don't know the spots that you can go to, you're going to spend at least $100. If you take a woman to Ocean Drive, you're going to spend at least $150. And this is just for a regular meal. So if you go to Miami, you go somewhere like Komodo, you're going to spend at least $150. If you're a drinker, you're going to spend at least $200. Now this is just for the date. This is why you have to be very selective with how you plan to date in Miami, because dating in Miami dating in Miami will cost you a lot of money, and it's not even like the women are gonna. And I know a lot of people say this. It's not even like the women are gonna ask you, "Oh, I need you to buy me something. I want you to take me to the best restaurant. I want you to no." That's not even it. Just a simple restaurant on Miami Beach is going to cost you $150 for 2 meals and $100 in Miami. Now, there are places that you can go that you can pretty much, I want to say you could pretty much fall in the 70,000 range, maybe. Let me actually make this thing a little bit bigger. I mean, $75 range rather. Hold a second. Theater mode. Yeah, it's theater mode. All right. There are some places in Miami where you can, and I'm gonna give you a couple of them just to help you guys out if you're in it. I'm gonna get back to the comments afterwards. All right. There are a couple places in Miami that you can take a date where you can pretty much keep the budget under $60 or $70, and still it won't feel like a cheap meal, and they'll interact with you. Now the whole thing is this: in Miami, you got to go on a date. like that if you're trying to finish the meal. All right. So these places are like Joey's. Now Joey's is in the Wynwood area, and it's more of an Italian. It's more of an Italian restaurant. They have some dope pasta. It's dope. You can also go to a place in Little Haiti. Now I know it's gonna sound crazy because I know people they think Little Haiti is like super super bad, but it's not. You can go to a place in Little Haiti called Clive's Cafe. Now Clive's Cafe is a Caribbean restaurant, and they'll give you like a big fish for like $30. And it comes with sides, and it'll come with a drink. You can sit in. They have like a nice little seating area. Clive Cafe is another place. If you're more into Creole food, there's a place called Creole or something that's on 2nd Street, I believe, in Little Haiti, and it's also good. If you want something more like a restaurant or a diner, I would say maybe you could get South Beach for the diner, because if you go to like Portuguese, you can, which is like a very known place on Washington Avenue and on Collins Avenue in South Beach, you will keep it. It'll be under $60. So these are giving you some ideas of what kind of date you can take in Miami. All right. I want to get into, because we're at the 26-month mark, but before I get into, I want to get into online dating, because I feel as though that is the best way, by my standards, the best or the better way, or the most productive way, not better, the most productive way of dating in Miami is online. And I'm going to get into that more, but let me get to y'all comments so I don't get too far off. Let's see. All right, here we go. Travel Squad said, I appreciate you showing the option. Most of us don't travel 365. That's why I tell people, like, my channel is basically my life, and I don't travel 365 either, man. I don't travel 365 either. So I just want you guys to, get a gist of how things are. Chile is deep. Yeah, I can believe it, man. The nightlife part. Yeah, like I said, I have a friend in Chile, a woman I met in Chile. Two women I met from Chile when I was in Colombia. Definitely. Let's see. Both bars are downtown Miami, 1st Street, I believe. Okay. I gotta see. It's probably in the area by Red Bar, because I've been to. If you're talking about Brickell, yeah, I've been to Red Bar, and it's next to Caroline's, and Caroline's is pretty good too. But like I said, John Wayne, I'm listening, Fly Boy. We're doing good so far. What's going on? Listen, I haven't even gotten into telling you guys about Fort Lauderdale, because shout out to John Wayne. He's from out there. And Fort Lauderdale have places like La Ola's, because I've only been to La Ola's in Fort Lauderdale once. But I will say this, Fort Lauderdale does have a wide variety of women there that are more interactive, I feel, than Miami. But we'll get maybe into that another time when I do more research about Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. I've been trying to tell him, man, normal stuff costs, man. Lammy, don't take any chick you didn't hit on food dates, drinks only. Now, here's the thing about that, though, man. I understand what you're saying, Lamy, but it's a little bit difficult. Like, it's a little bit difficult when so here's the thing. When women are in Miami, right, if they come in there as tourists and they come in as friends, they come with their friends. They're not coming by themselves. So if you take them for drinks, trying to separate them away from their friends is going to be a little more difficult than saying, hey, let's go out on a lunch date around like 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock, grab something to eat. Food is going to cap at a certain price, because you can have 1 drink or 2 drinks, but you're not going to get super drunk with the woman while you're eating lunch, right? So you can pretty much set your budget to about $70 to $100. But once the drinks start rolling in, it's nighttime, and she brings her friends, it can get a little bit difficult. But I definitely understand what you're saying. All right, now before I get to the next messages, and I'll see you guys in the chat room, I want to get to hold on a second. Let me see if I'm on the right Wi-Fi. I am. All right, cool. All right, before I get to the next section, I want to get into online dating, because I feel as though, once again, the most productive way of dating in Miami, or at least the more productive way that I've dated in the last 2 years in Miami, has been online. Like, a lot of the times, you guys have seen these episodes that I'm showing you guys now, where I've maybe had a different woman in every other episode, except for the summer episodes when I was with well, man, sucks. Sucks. Oh, that sucks. When I was with Scientific, except for the summer episodes when I was with Scientific, we had our little cool thing. Shout out to the homie. You'll see me in this videos in a different with a different woman like every other episode. And the reason for that mainly has been because of Tinder, Bumble, and it was something else I used once. But mainly because of Tinder and Bumble. Tinder and Bumble for me has been what I've been able to maximize my time and minimize not spending a lot of money on dates in Miami when I go. Here's the thing. In Miami, you have let's see. I say there about three different type of women that you're going to meet on Tinder. And for the most part, most women fall into this category of dating in Miami. You're going to find the tourist woman who's going to be there for a little bit and she's just trying to have fun. She might be with her friends. She might not be. She might only be with one friend. That's your best bet is to find one that's only with one friend, because when they get into 3 or 4 friends, it becomes harder to separate them from their friends if you're going by yourself. So I've learned to the point where if a woman is coming with more than 2 women to Miami, I just pass it off. I just pass it off because it doesn't make sense for me to waste my time on Tinder talking to her. The next thing is you want to ask how long are they here for. If they're just here for the weekend, like they come on Friday and they're leaving on Monday, there is a bigger chance. And you can always ask them, well, how long are you in Miami for? Because that's a comfortable question. If they're only here for the weekend, that might be your best bet because they're trying to fit as much as possible in this little period of time. Now, if they're here for a week, they're going to want to drag things out. Let's go to eat. Let's go somewhere. Let's go to Wynwood Walls. Let's go to this place. So when you're looking on Tinder for a woman in Miami, you want to look for a specific, or Tinder or Bumble. I prefer Tinder because Bumble, you have to wait till they respond to you back. And that one, you'll have to start a little bit earlier or be in Miami for a little bit longer. But on Tinder, first of all, let's start with this. In Miami, on Tinder, don't even look at the picture. Don't even look at the picture. Just swipe right on everything. If something comes up like a dude and you're not even looking, you just swipe it. Just what's it called? Unmatch with them when it comes to that. If something comes up like, something between, like, say politically correct, if like a transgender comes up and you're not into that, just unmatch them after you match. That's when you take your time and look at each picture on Tinder and swipe, you're limiting how many swipes you can get. Now, me personally, I have unlimited swipes because, as I travel around the world, Tinder has been the one thing that I've always been able to utilize in meeting women around the world. So I have the Tinder plan where I have unlimited swipes. So if you have unlimited swipes, just swipe on everything. And just swipe on everything until you run out. And then increase the age limit. And then swipe again until you run out. And then increase the distance. And then swipe again until you come out. Because in Miami, it's not a game. It's not about how many quality women you swipe on. It's about how many women you swipe so that you can get the maximum potential of actually meeting one in person. Another thing on Tinder is this. When you have your profile on Tinder, and I know somebody wanted me to show my profile on Tinder so I can give them a walkthrough on how I set my profile up because it may help them. Mind you, I'm not a dating coach. This is not for promotion. This is just me giving you my experiences of 2 years in Miami. And so what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna let it run, but I'm gonna come here for a minute and come here right here. You guys can see me, and I'm gonna open Tinder on another tab. Because what I want to do is I want to try to show you my profile so I can give you guys a good way to set up your profile for Miami. That's worked for me. Like I said, I'm not a dating coach. I'm just telling you guys what worked for me because I've been in Miami for 2 years, going back and forth, and you guys know I mostly only go for the weekend. So I'm pretty much on the same playing field as those people that's going to Miami on Thursday and leaving Sunday because I get the same vibe. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Come on, Tinder. Send the number. I put the wrong number in. Hold up. Go back. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, y'all. Bear with me, y'all. I'm gonna get to this. I just think it's important that I show you guys what I'm talking about as I'm talking about it because it makes it easier for you to understand. Then hold on a second. What the heck? Where's my number? Here we go. I just feel as though it makes it easier for you to understand. There we go. Boom. All right, we on. We in this bad boy. Oh man, I gotta do an email too. Come on now. Hold on, y'all. Like the way my Tinder set up, it requires me to do a lot of verifications before I put it in a new device. So just all right, here it goes right here. All right, let me see. Boom. Oh man. And summer storm hitting me up. All right. Allow. All right now. We may even do some swiping. I don't know. Just to give you guys a gist of what Miami's like. Like I said, at this point now, I'm like so not understanding of what they will monetize and what they won't monetize on YouTube because so many videos get demonetized that I just don't even care if it get monetized no more. So all right, let me share the screen with you guys real quick. 59 people in the room. Hope you hit the like button. We'll get to y'all comments some more. But let's go. Let's share the screen. All right. So this is my profile, right? All right. So as you guys know, my hairline is shot. It's my fault. I have braids. I wore braids for the longest. Been very militant with it. So you'll always see me doing the hat fish, and you would think a lot of women would say something wrong with that, but no, not at all. Because I show my face. Because my face is the first thing they see. Now, if they're interested in my face, well, now I go to the next picture. Now I have to feel as though when I go to the next picture, I have to show them something kind of fly. So I show them a car that I rented once in Miami. And they're like, oh, he's in front of somebody else's car. But it's a cool car. It's in Miami. Why not? But it's in Miami. Notice, it's in Miami. The next thing I'll do is I'll show something with me doing something active. Because women like, I feel as though, this is my perspective, women like a man who's mysterious or who's adventurous and does things, not just take dope poses or in front of the car. So this is me in Costa Rica, as you guys know, on a four-wheeler going through the water. And like I said, Tinder now allows you to make videos and little things like clips like this, so it works. The next one, again, is me with something nice on, a little button-up shirt, some black on, because black always makes you look slimmer. And I was in Houston at this. And this video is probably this is probably like 2 years ago, but it still works. You know what I mean? You want to put your best foot forward. You're not fronting. You're just putting your best foot forward because this is how they see it. So that's boom. And then, of course, I got the one for me in Medellin because now this shows like an international aspect. And a lot of guys here's what some guys don't know, and a lot of people might know. And I'm going to break it to you guys so that you guys know now. When a woman, no matter if she's in the States, when a woman from the United States sees a man that goes and travels overseas, in my perspective, it turns her on. Now, if I'm correct in the room, if you guys have, not correct, but if you guys have the same opinion, press 1 in the room. If you think otherwise, press 2. I feel as though when a woman sees a man who frequently travels overseas, it really gets her to want to know more about him. And you know, some people will say, oh, nah, it makes them hate on you. But that's not my experience. My experience is like, oh my God, you've been to so many places. And it makes them look at me a different way, I feel. So you're going to see, coming forward, you're going to see me in a lot of different places. Like that was Medellin. This is Barranquilla. And I probably will switch this up some to put more shots of me in Miami and around things that people know is Miami, because if I'm going to Miami, that's kind of what I want to do. The next thing is you'll see, And this one is a little bit of risk. I do it, but it is a little bit of risk when it comes to your Tinder profile and you're trying to date in Miami. This is a little bit of risk. Now, the reason why I say this is a risk is because I'm showing myself with women. But it's a risk because a woman could be like, oh, he's a player. I don't want to be with him. I don't want to be around him. And that might happen with someone who wants a serious relationship. But because I'm not looking for a serious relationship in Miami, I feel as though it just deters the women that's going to waste my time for what I'm looking for or whose time I would be wasting. So like I said, it's a benefit, but it could be a bad thing. And another good thing it could be is that when women, and this is my perspective again of dating in Miami, when women see you around other women and the women are like interacting with you, they get a sense of safety. They feel a sense of safety. Like, oh, if I go around him, those women around him. And they also, if the women look good, they get a sense of, okay, so he's getting them too. This is my perspective, y'all. My perspective. Now, with these two women are from Lithuania, right? So I wanted to show that I don't have a preference when it comes to women. So in this picture and video or this clip, you'll see me with two white or Lithuanian women, right? But then in the next picture, well, not this, but in the next video, you'll see me with a black woman, just so they know that I love my black queens also, and that I'm not really really biased towards any woman. Like I said, you know this, but now while I'm cool with having thicker women, I understand that you don't want to put yourself with a thicker woman because you want to put the best quality forward when you do show yourself. Again, with the last picture, something adventurous, something that I feel as though in Miami they're gonna want to see. And then, like I said, the last one was this video right here. So that's pretty much how I set up my profile as far as the photos. Now, as far as what I say, of course I'm gonna put my best foot forward. Everybody's like, oh, you're bragging or you're doing this. No, what we're doing when it comes to dating is an interview. And if you can answer all the questions on your what's called on your page or whatever, if you can answer all the questions on your application, then you don't have to answer no questions in person because they know exactly what it is. They know exactly what it is. So the first thing I say is I'm a world traveler. It makes me seem more serious. I'm a real estate investor. That means I think outside of the box. But I do have a 9-to-5. And this is where I risk it a little bit, but at the same time, I put myself out there so I can possibly have something to do content creation wise in the future. I tell them I'm a YouTube content creator. And the reason why I do this is because a lot of the times, this year, as a YouTube content creator, whenever I go out and record a video, if I go out to eat with a woman and the meal costs $200 and I record a video of us eating and I put it on my YouTube, I can then write it off 100% on my taxes this year. So that's why I put YouTube content creator, because it does sometimes get a woman thinking like, oh snap, I want to know more about that. But it does have a turn off sometimes also. And the last thing I put is dad, so they know I'm responsible. And then everything else is, look, I tell them where I'm from. I got a place in Miami Beach that always works. Just telling my story in hopes to inspire others to achieve greatness, something more human. I'm going to get to your comments next because I'm just reading this thing, showing you guys real quick. Then I tell them, yo, hablo español, you follow Portuguese, and I tell them the countries I travel to. And the reason why is because I also say, let's share a memory together. Something suave. Like I said, I'm not Don Juan. I'm not a dating coach. I'm just giving you guys something from the single man perspective of how I move in Miami and you know how I set my Tinder page up, which I feel as though is the most productive way of dating in Miami through Tinder or Bumble. Let's get back to y'all comments and I'll put the videos back on. We still got 55 people in the room. I guess it must have been something interesting. I'll put the videos back on right now while we get into y'all comments so you guys can see what it's like in Miami, South Beach. And the shout out to Diva, man. Diva. She's engaged, I believe, right now. But Shout out to Diva. She from Colombia too. That's the homie though. All right, where we go? Where we go? Let's see. Let me see where I ended at. Hold on a second, y'all. Shout out to DJ Chisel too. Let's see. I'm trying to. Wow, I didn't know you had any comments. All right, I think we ended right here. Right, cool. All right, Young SC. Yo, Flyboy, what's up, bro? I'm thinking and wondering if it's wise to buy a condo in Brickell in downtown Miami, Brickell for my vacation spot. Everything depends on what the price is, man. Like, I actually was connecting with a woman at the festival I was just at, asking her what's the difference. How does she like living in Brickell? And she says she likes living in Brickell. Me personally, I like the beach more because I can walk to different places, and women, I feel as though I'm on the water, so it's cool. But if you can't get a place on the water and the beach, then Brickell is definitely a good place. It's still, plus you're gonna have a lot of beautiful women in your building. Like, there's so many amazing women in the building in Brickell, and so many network ways you can network with millionaires. There's a lot of stuff, yeah. So maybe, yeah. Hot fire, salute. Chick on the left thumbnail. Chick on the left in the thumbnail is cute. Chick on the far left. Okay, hot fire. Travel squad. Do you see a lot of foreign women who are open to dating? Are they taken? Okay, so here's the thing. If you are lucky enough, first of all, again, this is the main way, the most productive way to find foreign women who might just be visiting Miami for a little bit is going to be on Tinder. Because if you don't meet the foreign woman on Tinder, from my perspective, she's already going to be Miami bred. In other words, she's going to have the Miami woman vibe. She's already moving in a funny type, money type way. So unless you meet her on Tinder, it's going to be difficult. Now, I just met a woman. I met a foreign woman from Mexico, and she just left Miami to go back to Mexico, and she owns a business there. She was dope. She was cool as heck. When I actually met a couple other foreign women on Tinder, so they're definitely open to dating. The issue is that you got to whatever you do, you got to be ready when you find them. Like, if they hit you up, you got to be ready to move right then, because you never know how long they're gonna be there for. Let me see other questions. And no, most of them not taken. The ones that will be taken is the ones that have jobs in Miami. Like, if you see them as a waitress, or you see them working at a restaurant or a store or something like that, they're most likely gonna be taken. There's a lot of Cuban women like that that are super, super hot, but they're taken. London's lively as usual. Okay, I've been back in Florida. Well, I've been back from Florida a month and still wish I was out there. I can't lie. Apologies for taking. Oh, you got it, man. I appreciate it, man. Hope she feels better though, bro. I know how that feels, man. I know how that feels. You be up all night. Like, I'll be up all night when my son feel bad. Let me see. John Wayne says tourists are easier than locals. That's a fact. In my perspective, that's a fact. Just give them guess exactly what I was saying. Like, if you find a 1, 2, or 3 group, that's what you need to work with. Anything else like that is gonna be tough. Like a 4 group or a 5 group, or she's coming down for a birthday or somebody else's birthday, it gets difficult, man. It gets difficult. What are the online sites for dating in Miami? Okay, so in Miami, like I said, Tinder for me has been the #1 go-to in Miami. You can also do Bumble, and you can also do POF. Now, there are other sites, but they just don't feel like they really work, like Black People Meet or Chisel. I don't probably pronounce it, probably Chisel or Chisholm, some kind of site like dating site. It's like a Hispanic site that don't really work that well. So I would say just stick to the 3 or stick to the 2, and if you want, maybe the 3rd. If POF is more of a local type place though, if you're living there, but definitely Tinder, definitely Bumble, and then POF will be the round out 3rd. Plenty of Fish is what it's called. John Wayne. So it's easier for a wingman or a crew. I can answer this too. A wingman is less difficult. A crew is going to be tough because here's the thing with a crew. If all the crew doesn't match up and there's 1 or 2 that don't match up with any of your crew in Miami, you're going to have a problem and it's a risk. But if you just got 1 wingman, I think that's a go. Especially if the woman has at least a decent friend. Like shout out to DJ Chisel, man. Because when I get down to Miami, Chisel be linking up with me. Even though he got to work a lot. He be coming through to the club, and sometimes even if the woman is not dope, Chisel will he'll like stiff arm her while I talk to the friend, and that was how I was able to knock down a woman from Red Rooster, because her friends were not as attractive. One of them was married, which is cool, and the other one was hating. But Chisel was able to stiff arm her, and I was able to get around and go for the touchdown. So yes, a wingman is definitely, in my perspective, better in Miami than having a crew. Yeah. Sometimes though, sometimes taking one from the I'm not against taking one from the team, but sometimes Miami be having something. Man. GC says 3 or 4 friends basically means you got to get the whole friend group. See, now we're getting into it, GC. Exactly. The Capricorn way, what's going on, man? Listen, always on time. He's giving great advice. I'm older now. It was easy in the late 90s and 20s, but before social media, just as wild. But women respected the game and weren't trying to. Yeah, man. Listen, like I said, in my perspective in Miami, when you start trying to go for like the 9s and the 10s, you're gonna really be bringing some money out, bro. Like all right. So I'll tell y'all because y'all probably not gonna see it, or I'm not gonna at least tell y'all. I just knocked down this pro in Miami, right? Bad chick. She's from. I can tell you. I'm not gonna tell you names. So I can tell you that she's from. I won't say this. She's from the Middle East, right? Bad dancer. She's from the Middle East, right? And I just knocked her down, right? But typically the way she looks, a 8 or a 9 or a 10 like that, you're not gonna be able to get that in Miami unless you're spending some real money. That wasn't my experience that I had to spend some real money, but you're not gonna get nothing in the 9 or 10. I feel as though if you ain't spending some real money, because there's too many celebrities in Miami now, especially after the pandemic. There's too many celebrities in Miami now. There's too many sports stars in Miami now. There's too many millionaires in Miami now because everybody's leaving LA. Everybody's leaving. They're going to Houston. They're going to Miami. Everybody's leaving New York. They're coming to Miami. So now your competition is a lot harder, man. I'll say this now. There'll be a lot of times, and I'll be like talking to women. Like I'll go hang out with a woman from Miami, right? And you guys know there's so many other podcasts and YouTube content creators in Miami. I'll go out and hang with a woman, right? And then we'll be talking, and I'm like, all right, see you later. And I go back home and I go to her Instagram page, and now I'm looking like, oh, she got a like by like a celebrity, like Joe Budden like a picture, and then he like 4 more of her pictures, or maybe somebody else like Rick Ross liked a picture, and I'm like, oh, come on, man. I'm like, it's not a confidence thing. It's like, yo, now I know I'll probably have to take it to another notch if I'm going to try to, finish the deal. And I'm like, I'm not really trying that. So that's the only issue I see with Tinder and dating in that's a big, not the only, but one of the issues I see in Miami is that you're competing on the playing field, especially when the women that you're going after might be like an 8, 9, or 10. You're competing on the same playing field as, like, not like they got more style, but they're just willing to spend more money that I'm not willing to spend. So that's that part. Let me see. Shaw S, what's up, man? 2 wings at least at night? Maybe. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. 2 wings, let me read it to you. 2 wings at night at least. Most are out with friends, unless you will wait until the twilight hour. Okay, so Shaw S, here's the thing about having 2 wings though. When you're with 2 friends, 2 wingman friends, right? The issue is that what happens if there's one, is a 2-woman thing, or if it's a 3-woman thing, but one's not feeling the woman, then you have an issue. So, like, I think just one more is a better thing, but I can understand a 2-wing also. Everybody got their own opinion. Like I said, I don't ever count another person's money. I don't ever complain about what everybody do, but I give people I don't feel as though in the beginning of the pandemic, here's the thing. In the beginning of 2020, when I brought my condo down there, I don't feel as though in Miami, I don't I don't feel as though when I bought my condo in 2020 in Miami, and even the beginning of 2021, there was as many celebrities who lived down there. Yes, they would visit, but they didn't live down there. So it wasn't like I was competing. I'm not competing, but I'm going to this. I'm fishing with the same exact people who I'm looking at on TV, and it's like, oh, come on now. But now it is. Now it is. It is. Okay, so John Wayne says the best time of the year. Once again, for those that don't know, John Wayne lives in Fort Lauderdale, so he's frequent Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Best time of the year is March, spring break, Cali Ocho, Jazz in the Gardens. See, this is one thing about Miami that I like. Miami always has some activity, some type of activity. So unless it's raining or they have some type of event, always. So unless it's raining or it's hurricane season and the hurricane is out, you're gonna always be able to find women in person in Miami. But for me, Miami, if you're trying to get something in Miami, the most productive way is online. Online has been the most productive way for me. Like I said, you'll see me in these videos every other. Now, yet a lot of these women I met in person here, but you'll see me in these videos with some of the hottest women because I met them online and I was able to finagle the bagel when we got in person. Oh shit, they gonna cut that. Shucks. They from Las Vegas though. But come on, god dang, that's gonna get me demonetized. Whatever, yo, whatever. Forget the monetization. All right. Cool Cat 1. Oh, that's where you're at. My fault. I'm way down. Hold up, pause. All right, the profile looks good, but I don't see hotties in my area so far. For me, it's traveling. Then see, OGIT. That's what I was telling people. Like, I live in New Jersey. Monday through Friday, I'm in New Jersey. I work. When I have my kids on the weekend, or my son on the weekend, I'm with my daughter. I see her during the week. I'm here in New Jersey. But Miami, I told him earlier, I don't know if he was here, but he wasn't. And Miami is that bridge between South America and the States. When you can't get to South America because you're working or you're doing something like that, Miami for the weekend is it. Traveling pics makes them okay. So you guys, that's okay. Traveling pics makes them think you'll take them along. Now, I don't know about that one. Let me speed up a little bit so I can get back to the Miami thing. Play for play, yes. No. Yes. Okay. P for P in Miami, any good? My last experience, dope. I did have an experience, and this goes back to the foreign aspect of the things. I did have an experience once where I had two women from Chile, in Miami. Like, I had a threesome with two women from Chile, and they ran me about. This is not promotion, this is my experience, whatever. It ran me about. How much was it? Was it 175? I want to say for the threesome in Miami from the women from Chile, and they was only there passing through. It was 175. Now the pro I had from the Middle East recently in Miami was 140. It was 150. We negotiated to 140, but I had to pay for something else. And I had to pay for the room or whatnot. But and that was like, it could have been 50, but I paid 75. So basically it was 140 plus the 75, but the 75 wasn't on her, it was on me. The 140 for the pro in Miami plus 170. Yeah. So it's decent, man. It's decent, especially if you find a foreigner, because certain things are not legal in the States. So I'm not promoting it, but I will say it exists. I'm not going to be one of the people who lie to you and say, oh, it doesn't exist because it's not legal. Come on now, I'm a realist. So is it good? It really depends, man. It really depends. Yeah. I actually had another pro who was average, and that was like 120. So I mean, it's there, but it's not South American prices. John Wayne says your ability to travel is more powerful than their thoughts about your possibilities of. Yeah, I feel as though the same thing, man. Here's another place in the background you guys see right there, Doral. In Doral, and before we go into more, in Doral, they have something called Doral Plaza. And Doral is going to be where the Venezuelan women are mostly at. and you'll see a couple Cuban women there also. Yeah, Venezuelan and Cuban. I feel as though because Cuban is borderline Hialeah. Hialeah is on the way to Doral, so you'll see a lot, mostly Venezuelan, but you'll see some things. And now, here's the thing about the Venezuelans in Doral, Miami. They're not like the Venezuelans in Cartagena when it comes to looks. I'd say about sevens, a lot of sevens, but the Venezuelans we see in Cartagena and Medellin and other places like Costa Rica and Mexico, I don't feel as though you're gonna see them same Venezuelans that look like that in Doral. My perspective. I'm not saying they're unattractive. They are attractive, but it's just not there. It's not that. Let's go. I see the strategy. Oh yeah, definitely, man. I strategize everything. Play for play in Miami. No, you spend money on dates, your personality, swag. Okay, like I said, it exists. It exists. It's we know the rules in the United States, but it does exist. And honestly, oh man, bro. Honestly, y'all, I enjoy the non-pro a lot more, of course, but I'm not against the pros. But it really depends because here's the thing: if I'm getting a pro and it's risky, so I'm not unless I know the woman like versus like the last pro I had from Miami. We've been talking on Instagram. She came out with all the prices and stuff, and I'm like, oh, stop saying all that. Don't say all that. Erase all that. Let's just meet. So we met, and that was that. I wasn't really worried about that, but you do got to worry about stings and operations when you don't want to go to get get locked up for a pro in the States when you know about the outside world. So I would try to not really go for the pros, but if you know somebody who knows the spots to go to, let's see. Big Mike back to Chile. John Wayne, I see a lot of sugar dating. Oh man, yes and no. There are a lot of sugar daddies in. When I say sugar daddy, I mean older gentlemen who's, when I say older, I mean like 40, maybe 50, no, let's say 50 and up, who pays for a woman to get all her stuff done so that she's with him when he's with him. The thing about the women that have sugar daddies is that the sugar daddies are not always in Miami. Sometimes they're other places. Some sugar daddies take the women with them when they go other places. Other ones just leave the woman there. Just she can't post nothing online. So you'll know if a woman doesn't want to be on camera. That might be a sign. Definitely. Big Mike. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to get some more couple more comments, and we'll start up the conversation again about dating in Miami. We'll go for like another 30 minutes. I feel like chilling with you guys for the night on pause. So we'll go for another 30 minutes and then we'll end it. Let's see. Miami is very superficial and pretentious. Everyone wants to be a star. I can see it. Not as much as I thought, but I can see it. Like I said, this year I definitely want to do more with Fort Lauderdale, but I can see it. Sean S says, even if you got keen eye, they're pretty easy to find. Yeah. OGIT said, okay, Constable. John Wayne, that's facts. It's the vibe out in Miami. All man, freshman. What's going on, Venezuela Traveler? Speaking of the Venezuelans, shout out to Venezuela Traveler. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. He just hit over 1,000. Should be getting paid soon on YouTube. It's all about passive income, y'all. Do they have a Brazilian community in Miami? Now, I heard somebody ask me this before. Now, when they asked me this before, I went searching for a Brazilian community in Miami. There's a restaurant that is a Brazilian restaurant, but the way that the Cuban community is in Miami, the way that the Venezuelan community is in Miami, the way that Overtown has the black community in Miami, no, there is no Brazilian community like that in Miami. You may find a restaurant where Brazilians hang out from time to time, but no, it's from my experience, there are no Brazilian communities. Even like the Jewish community also, but there's no Brazilian community that I saw in the 2 years I've been in Miami. Oh, definitely not, man. Definitely. Miami is mostly Cubans, Venezuelans, and Colombians. Other groups. Yeah, okay. So let me say pretty much what I just said. Well, Miami's blacks too. Overtown, Miami's blacks too, and Haitians. It's Haitians and Little Haiti too. So the reason why I began to travel Latin American countries is because the women from those cultures living in Miami are hard to get. Again, I kind of agree. Hard is not the right term I would use, but I kind of agree with what John Wayne is saying here. The thing is this: if I go to Cuba, right, I am exotic to this woman. She doesn't have access to the way I move in Cuba because we're not over there. When she comes over here, most likely she's being brought by somebody that has her over here doing stuff. So she's already agreed that while I'm over here, I'm going to work for you, or while I'm over here, I'm going to be your girlfriend, or while I'm over here, I'm going to only be around you because you're the one that brought me over here. So it's more difficult for us to then try to interact with them. Like in Little Havana, you'll find a lot of Cuban women, you'll find some Venezuelan women, but walking up to them and trying to get at them is not as easy as you would think it would be as it is overseas. However, the borderline to that is if you're really spending money. If I go in the club, I buy a section. I tap the girl, how you doing? Come drink with me. She gonna come drink with me. Now, if I look like money, like somebody said in the room, that's gonna kind of break that barrier of how she is because now she's thinking, oh, it's fine. I'm a black man. She could be thinking, oh, this black guy is either a drug dealer, a rapper, a basketball player, or he's got some money. So while I might not, she's thinking, while I'm, in my opinion, perspective, while she might not see me as a long-term basis, she's cool with hanging out, getting to spend money, maybe even letting you smash the first night, smash the second night, if she feels as though you're going to take her out and spend some money, because that's just the vibe I get. But aside from that, trying to get at the Cubans in Little Havana, I can't see really that passing by, y'all. Even the white chicks, 70% of the times are Cuban. Mixed, yeah. Colombians, Cuban, Venezuela identify as white. Yeah, the harder Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Brazilians. No, not necessarily. Like when I first got to Miami, for those that have been watching me since the thing, when I first got to Miami, it was a fluke, but it happened. I ended up smashing an older Cuban woman who drives a Benz and might have been a pro, but she didn't ask me for nothing, and I end up at my place. So it's possible, but it's rare. But again, here's where the money comes involved. I didn't buy any drinks, but when she came to my place, she was amazed by the view, the waterfront with the pool. So she had something in her mind already. So you know, money plays a big factor in Miami when it comes to dating quality outside your race. You can date outside your race. You'll get the fives, you'll get the sixes, you'll get the sevens, maybe. But the 8s and 9s and 10s out of your race in Miami, the money's got to be there. It just got to be there. It might, the Matrix does. I hope I explained it a little bit better when I told you. Like it's not in when it comes to foreign women, like this woman right here, you'll see she's from Argentina, right? She's from Argentina. It's not that the Matrix changes them. It's that the way that they got here was through somebody. So let me give you this example. If I'm from Cuba, but I'm in the States and I'm living good, and you're in Cuba, and I bring you and a woman's in Cuba, and I bring her to me, she's going to be loyal and do, even if we're not in a relationship, she's going to be basically on to whatever I say because I brought her here. So it's not like they're changing for the United States for the Matrix. It's just that they're spoken for, or they only know certain people, so they stay around them. That's my perspective from being there for 2 years. Yeah, that too, man. But see, the good thing is that a lot of them are in Brickell. A lot of them are in Brickell. And if you're in Brickell, and if you're on South Beach, like where my place is at, we don't really always, connect with the same women, because the same women that be in Brickell are not the same women that frequent on the beach. So occasionally I go into their world like this. When I was at one of my friends' house, occasionally I go into their world and I hang out in Brickell. Like, this is a Brickell, but not all the time, man. The 9s and 10s with Dolphin. Celebrities. We can go through a bunch of that. Ready to drink. I need some water. This ain't gonna cut it. Agreed. Okay. Let me see. If you guys got any questions, let me know. We got about 20 more minutes, and then we'll end this. I just wanted to give you guys some. Like I said, I'm not a dating coach. I'm not promoting it. I'm just giving you guys some of my experiences dating in Miami, and what it's been like. Yo, damn, I'm that far up on it. They were talking to them. Okay, I'm trying to speed up so I can get through it. Yeah. I don't think you got to be as fresh as me, Big Mike, but you definitely need a solid wingman. They know you aren't famous or wealthy, so most of the dimes don't expect the same treatment from regular guys. If she feel it, you should feel it. You know, I want to say this, GC, 79 people in the room over here like button. GC, I want to agree with you, GC, but I don't feel as though that's true in Miami, man. I feel as though they still, okay. So they don't expect the same treatment, but they still have a level of treatment they expect in Miami because they're accustomed to dealing with celebrities. Yeah. Amir Parker, what's up, man? Is the stripper girl named Egypt? Even if it was, I wouldn't tell you, but I don't think so. I don't know, Joe Dog, I don't remember her name. I don't even remember her name, bro. That's crazy. Nah, it's crazy. Calle Ocho, it definitely is. Here's the thing about this though. Like on Calle Ocho though, you're going to see a lot of older Cuban women, except for that one club I told you guys about. That if you go inside, you spend the money. It's $500 for a table, which is not really a big thing to me. If I'm really trying to do it, it's not a big thing. But just to spend $500 for 2 people to sit down or 3 people to sit down, I'm not with it. But on Calle Ocho, you're going to find a lot of women that's 30 years old and plus. Those hot, those sexy, those young. When I say young, I mean 19 to 30. 19 to 30 Colombians, 19 to 30 Venezuelans. Bro, I still haven't found the place where they be at. Aside from Wynwood. You might see some in Wynwood, but I haven't seen where those 19 to 30-year-old Venezuelan, Colombian, and Cuban women at. I feel like they lock them away in the house until they turn 30. That's how I feel in Miami. I feel as though they lock them away in the house until they turn 30. So, my fault. Yes, I have. Studio 60. They're in Studio 60. I don't even know where Studio 60 is at. I don't know. I've been there twice. But in Studio 60, you'll find some of those hot 19 to 30-year-old Colombian, Cuban women. And up the street at the Dominican place, you'll find more Dominican women too. It's on the same street as I don't know. Let me find out what street is it on. Hold on a second. Let me find out what street is on. Studio 60, Miami. Studio 60. It's on Northwest 36th Street in Miami. So on Northwest 36th Street in Miami, you'll find Studio 60, and there'll be a lot of 19 to 30-year-old Colombian women, Cuban women, and if you go up the street, there's a Dominican bar, and that's where they be. That's the only place I've seen them in the whole Miami. So yeah, everything else is older, man. Like Miami is the only city with 90%. Yo, the fact that that's true is crazy, bro. The fact that that is true is crazy. Travel Squad said the only time I go to MIA is when I'm leaving. That's that's I like MIA because it's mostly always warm. But me purchasing a place in MIA was definitely accompanied to the fact that you can fly from MIA. You can fly from MIA to anywhere in South America for like pretty much, or Caribbean for anywhere under $200 to $300. So yeah, I might need to stay for a couple days. Make sure you take cool travel. Yes, it's yeah, and Instagram too, Big Mike. Instagram too, Big Mike. I only fly out in and out from Miami. I started to do that, but sometimes I leave from Jersey. Flyboy right about moving quick with these chicks here for the weekend. When I moved, oh man, bro. When I first moved out, 30% of the matches because yup, and I can't stand that, bro. I'm to this day. I don't know. To this day, it happens, man. When I'm in Miami, like I swipe all right now, right? I keep swiping right now. I'm going to Miami tomorrow, right? I go to Miami tomorrow. I'll have one. I'll hang out with her. The next day, I won't have nothing. Next day, I won't have nothing. Or I meet somebody at Mango's. Mango's is a hit or miss. But then when I get back to Jersey, 4 or 5 of them hit me up like, yo, where you at? You still here? I'm like, nah, I'm back in Jersey. It's Sunday. Like, oh, we leave Monday. And those ones that tell you on Sunday that they leaving Monday and they want to hang out, that's like the golden hour. That's the golden hour. When the women in Miami say, yo, I'm here Sunday. Are you down here? I'm like, when you leaving? She leaving Monday. Or you want to hang out now? I know that means that, man, how do I get a pro in Miami? Come on, man. I can't tell you that, man. Y'all trying to get my channel taken down. Freddie Mac, what's going on? I don't know, man. South Beach, maybe. I don't know. I really can't tell you, man. I Googled. Them Vinnies in Martha's Vineyard now. No, they're on military base. They married, yeah? That's what it feel like. Have you met any XXX stars in Miami or in general? Do they do P for P? Rich. Yes and no. Yes and no. I've met some OnlyFans. A lot. The issue is, I have a brand. I can't put myself out there on OnlyFans for some other woman page. So a lot of them be wanting some kink stuff, and that's not me either. So yeah, they're out there, but it's all on Tinder. Exactly, GC. Exactly. GC get the message. Miami, Houston, as far as beauty, it depends what you like. If you like more of a Latin American, foreign vibe, Miami. If you want that thick, black, thick, rich, cute face, light skin, dark skin, Houston. On the East Coast, only chicks finer than Miami is NYC. Depends what you like. Brazilians are more in Pompano area, South Florida, and heavy in Orlando. Yeah, definitely heavy in Orlando, GC. Definitely heavy in Orlando. Yup, it is. It is. Like I said, I've only been in once, but it is. Can you get women in Brazil without knowing Portuguese? Yes. Will it be a long-lasting relationship? Probably not, but you can. Is it cool to go to clubs in Overtown and pick up pork and beans? Do you recommend it? Pork and beans. Not sure what you mean by pork and beans, but yeah, it was cool to go to clubs in Overtown. Like I said, we were talking about Red Rooster. Red Rooster is in Overtown. The Urban is in Overtown. Other clubs in Overtown. I think there's only 2 clubs I've been to in Overtown. Places I've been. Oh, let's see. Yep. Let me see. White Cubans in Miami generally. That also, man. That also. But remember, GC, When I first moved to Miami, the Cuban woman I knocked down, the older Cuban woman I was just telling you about, she was a white Cuban. So, I mean, it's possible. I learned her little Haiti is getting gentrified, folks buying out properties. Not as much. It's not Little Haiti, it's Overtown, bro. Overtown is getting, well, for those that don't know, Overtown used to be most of what we now consider Wynwood. Most of what you now consider Wynwood used to be Overtown, and they just been pushing and pushing back. Right now, they have a line where they're not buying into, but they started buying on the other side of Overtown. So because see, Overtown is on a hill, right? It's on like not a hill. It's on a raised level. Miami Beach is supposed to be underwater in like 100 years, right? Or at least underwater in 100 years, below sea level rather. So a lot of people are starting to buy within Overtown because Overtown is raised up to a level where it won't be underwater. So, it happens, man. This time. Pro tip: if you hear a white chick saying literally, yo, Lammy, you're a wild boy, bro. And Miami Cubans with black dudes on the low, not in a relationship. Yes, like I just said. Everybody keeps telling me about Hialeah, right? I went to a mall outside there somewhere. It was a lot of women there. The thing about Hialeah is I feel as though Tinder is a better way of doing it in Hialeah than trying to actually go walking up to somebody in Hialeah. Because you got to kind of know where it's at. You got to know the vibe. I don't know any clubs in Hialeah, but I'll learn. I can learn. Red Dub, you got to spend money in Miami, a lot of it. Not all the time, but on something that's an 8 and better, yes, all the time. So I don't want to say nothing all the time. 90% of the time, 8s and better, you got to spend money, but not all the time. La Ola's definitely. La Ola's also has a lot more snow bunnies. That also, but sometimes it's for like, okay, so Big Mike, a lot of people have like careers and jobs they have to go to every day. So I understand, like me, I have 5 weeks because I've been at my job 20 years. So I have 5 weeks of the year. What I do is one Friday a month, I take off work and I go to my place on Thursday night in Miami. Now I could make it an international trip. That wouldn't be too hard either. But I don't like going places for the weekend all the time. I want to stay longer. So I understand it. Like I said, I definitely understand it. It does save money, but sometimes you just got to go somewhere that in the States quick. At all, John Wayne. Taking you home ain't even a question. Jersey, stand up. What's going on, man? Jersey strong. Best spots in Miami. Freddie Mac, best is relative, but best spots for what? Don't say 19, right? Ryan Minnesota, listen, he report you. In Miami, you're competing against guys with money who also have looks. Pause. Not really. Yeah, I guess. With looks too, though, I don't know. I don't know about the with looks thing. But you're definitely competing with guys with money. But here's the thing, Big Mike. You're only competing in Miami, and this is dating in Miami. You're only competing in Miami with guys with money if you're going for the 8s, 9s, and 10s in Miami. You can go 7 heaven all day long, and you ain't got to put up with the Rick Rosses. You can go with 6s and 5s and have a wild time. They might like look the best, but you'll have a wild time. And you ain't got to put up with the I don't know who else be down there, the P Diddy's. Now I mean, you ain't got to put up with the P Diddy's. Like my place in Miami is right across the street, right across the water from P Diddy. I ain't got to put up with him if I don't go with the 8s and 9s. You know what I mean? I ain't got to compete with him. So or the DJ Khaled or the Drakes or whoever come down or the Jim Jones and they out here. None of that. I ain't got to compete with none of them if I go 8s and 9s. But once I start crossing them 8s and 9s, then I'm like, because I'm not willing to spend that money. I'm not willing to spend that money. Can we get a live every week? Amir Parker, The way I do it is I do lives on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. On Mondays, we do Money Talk Mondays. On Wednesdays, we do dating from the millennial dating from the single man's perspective. And on Fridays, we do town hall sometimes. But I've been traveling this whole year, so we haven't done it this year. But if you go back, yeah, we definitely do lives 3 times a week. Shaw says, in big cities, 7, 8, and 9s always have sponsors. I didn't even hit the sponsors yet, Shaw. That's crazy. Native boyfriends and rotational side pieces in general public. Yeah, I agree. 7s sometimes, but yeah, I agree. The way you broke it down, Shaw, is pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. A sponsor, for those that don't know, is like the sugar daddy. That's the guy that comes in town to town. He got a wife, kids. He lives in Boston, or he lives in Massachusetts, or he lives in Vermont, or he lives in New York, New Jersey, upstate, has a big house, but he comes down here and he has his steady girlfriend who he gives money. That's a sponsor. The native boyfriend is the guy who they hang out with all the time, who is like, he has some connections in the city, whether he's like a party promoter or he's like a local celebrity. That's the native boyfriend. And then the side piece is just that basketball, football player who just so happens to live around the corner from her, who she likes to give her back blown by. And yeah, I agree, man. Maybe okay, Lemmy. I didn't know that because I feel as though, to me, Brickle is a lot. All right, so Brickle for me is like a lot of Russians, a lot of Europeans, a lot of white girls from the United States, and every now and then you'll see like an Indian, not Native American, an Indian girl. That's the only thing I like when I go to La Sandwichery, when I go to that area right there, or by SLS. That's normally what you'll see. You'll see like the slimmer model type like that. Now I have never been up in the SLS club, but I've been outside and it's right across the street from Sandwichery. So that's what the vibe I get when I'm out there. Black Hawk, what up, man? We got about 4 more minutes and we end this. If you got questions, ask them out. We're gonna end it up. Black Hawk says, what up, Fly? I have a question for you. Where can I get a nice looking woman? Where can I go to see nice looking women and eat a good meal? Are you talking about gentlemen's clubs in Miami? Answer me that one, because I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Not every man is flyboy and has the personality. Yeah, it definitely not, man. You guys really got to understand. I have been talking to women online since I was 14 years old, and AOL was on dial-up internet. So I'm accustomed to knowing what to say, how to act, how to read signs when it comes to dating online, because I was in chat rooms back when I was 14. So yeah, I do have an advantage when it comes to this Miami dating, because Tinder. Good food and black women. Are you talking about dancers, or are you talking about just restaurants that have music? Because the answer to this could be very much Wynwood. Go to the Jamaican restaurant, done something. But it could also be, the answer to this could also be going to Booby Trap by the river. He never lied about that Sunday afternoon into the night action. Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Komodo and Brick. Okay, see, Lamy, the issue I have with Komodo is this. You gotta really be cool with spending money if you're going to Komodo. I'm telling you, I told you guys earlier, that's one of the restaurants in Brickell. Do not spending less than $150 with 2 people. And that's if you don't get a lot of drinks. We had I've taken a couple women to, I've hit the ones I've taken. I'm not taking a woman I haven't hit yet to Komodo. It's not, unless she's like a 10 and I'm getting video, I can't see myself taking a woman to Komodo that I haven't hit already, because Komodo is expensive. And they have a lounge area. They have a little dance floor area. I don't know if I don't know if I can suggest going there on Saturday, man. Pause, Capricorn. Pause, man. Brazilians are heavy in Boston. I mean, I don't know if NYC have better women because, oh man, Brazilian and Medellin. I prefer South American personally, but if we're talking about beauty, okay. Let me see if I get into Hialeah is Cuban Hood. Best spot in Miami, Tootsie. No, Tootsie's is good. Tootsie's do got some good food too, man. But Tootsie's is weird. Was weird to me the first time I went because there's a lot of women who go to see other women. It's a lot of women. It's a lot of women that go to see other women. So it's different. Shoot, I just found out that Ari Lennox be on Tinder, man. Listen. I was watching the Breakfast Club, and Ari Lennox said she'd be on Tinder. I tell boy, listen. The same way you have to compete with the ballers, the 5, 6, and 7s are getting ignored for their finer friends. That's a good point. Which is better? I can't connect. You really can't compare. It's two different vibes. But I would not ever compare a state in the United States versus a country outside of the United States because there's two different rule sets. A lot of women out there getting pumped out. In Miami, yeah. Oh my God, it's another thing too, fellas. It's another thing too. Hold up. Man got pride. There's another thing too, yo. In Miami, how do I say this without coming off? I'm just gonna say I don't have any situation with anybody. Whatever anybody wants to say is whatever they're gonna say. It's crazy because I've met some women who I would be interested in, and then I see them on a podcast or two acting crazy in Miami. Now, you guys know there's different podcasts in Miami. So I would just say, for me, that's like one of the things that kind of like, I don't want to say, I gotta say, it turns me off. If I'm into a woman, right, in Miami, and then I see her on one or two particular podcasts with a bunch of other women, in my head, I'm automatically thinking, damn, she getting beat down. So that's another thing you kind of want to worry about. Don't try to get in a relationship in Miami because, man, it can go sour. I'm trying to get to the end because you're over 30 minutes. Speed up a little bit. Let me see. Hey, well, yeah, definitely. When to move to Miami? Where to move in Miami if I live in Orlando on a $75K salary? I mean, really, if you don't have any children, you could work from abroad. I mean, you can work from afar, like, and you really want to live in Miami. I'd say move to Brickell, but it's expensive. It's more expensive. But 75 could do it for like a one bedroom. I think 75K you'll be okay with a one bedroom in Brickell. Brickell about 1,800 for one bedroom. I think. What's the name will be able to tell you more about that? Limit. You know what I mean? What's your thoughts on passport bros hating on American women? I don't have any thoughts on it really because I really don't care what other men do. I'm just concerned with what I do and what I preach. So to each his own. You know what I mean? That's not what I do, but I don't knock them for it. Everybody got the, Lammy, Komodo and Brickell is where they party, not live. Definitely. Okay, don't go there for taste. Just hang. I didn't even know, but Lammy, I don't know. I've never been in Komodo and not ate. I've never paused. No, put a pause there. I've never been in Komodo and not got food. I mean, you can just go for drinks also, actually. So I don't know. I've just never been there without getting food. Oh man, the office is ratchet, bruh. Dog, the office is ratchet. You trying to get me in trouble if I tell you what's possible in the office. The office is ratchet. And G5 is ratchet. Yeah. That's all. I'm trying to keep off. Yeah. Yo, man, GC, you got chill, GC. I'm just saying, it's not just that podcast. It's not that podcast. It's other podcasts too. That if I go there and I'm trying to like, it's for me because I do YouTube, because I travel the world, because I have a brand. It's like I want to hang out with you again, but I've seen you going crazy on this podcast, and I know at one point they said if you go on a podcast, you got hit, you got knocked, and they knocked you down. So it's like it's hard, man. It's difficult in Miami sometimes, man. It's difficult because you're gonna run into those women, and they be bad in person, but you be like, all right. I mean, a lot of you guys can get away with it because you guys don't have like you might not have a brand on YouTube or a brand, a business or something, but man, bro, it's tough for me, man. Yeah, I think Fort Lauderdale is rental prices are insane. Yeah, let me hit this on the dot. But Fort Lauderdale ain't Miami. You know how they say Decatur ain't Atlanta, and they had a song about what's not Atlanta. Fort Lauderdale is definitely a dope place. Got women in it, but it ain't Miami, man. Miami is Miami. Even Miami Beach is closer to Miami. Oh, yeah, trying again. You really dead ass can't find a relationship in Miami? Let me word this right, y'all. Let me word this right, because I'm gonna attempt to answer this. Maybe Lami could answer it even too, but I'm gonna attempt to answer this. Yes, you can find a relationship in Miami, but if your woman looks very good, be cautious that relationship might not just be with you, for one. For two, understand that your relationship, no matter how tight-knit you are, if there's a celebrity, a sports star, or a big YouTube creator who has money, who comes across your women and really wants your woman in Miami, if her friends from Miami too, bruh, you in for something. I'll tell you that much. Wait, what? No way, Isaiah. No way. Lammy, that can't be true. No way. Nah. It's definitely apartment, one bedrooms in Miami for like 1,800. Because the woman who has her two bedroom was like 3,000 something. Damn, hold on, wait a minute. Nah, that can't be. Oh man, that can't be. That's crazy. That can't be. Not that high. Hell no. That's what I was saying, Lammy. Okay, I was saying it. Nah. Nah, Brooklyn Studio's not 2,500. No, I don't think so. I know my studio on South Beach would rent for 2,000. It rent for 2,000. That's the lowest. The studios in my place, the lowest you get is 2,000. But that's on the beach. It's not in Brooklyn. So yeah, I don't think so. My Brickell condo is right in front of that friend's restaurant you was eating in the video. We got a link sometime soon. Okay. Like I said, I'm out there this weekend, and like I said, I'm thinking about going to Cuba because see, I'm like, I have a week off in October. I was supposed to be going with my brother somewhere, but he brought a truck, so we're not going anywhere for his birthday. So I have a week off, and I'm going to go to Miami Sunday night on the 17th, I believe it is. Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then the reason why I was thinking about going to Cuba on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is because FAC, Fabrica de Arte de Cubano, is definitely open on Friday, Saturday, and Thursday night. So if I can go there at least and meet up with my Cuban friend over there and also buy the art, I think that'll be a cool 3-day trip. So I guess I'll be down there tomorrow, but I'm only down there to Sunday tomorrow, and I'll be down there again. So like I said, just hit me up. Ain't no way, y'all. Yo, come on, y'all. Y'all really gonna try to make me look up these Brickell prices, man? Cause ain't no way, man. Ain't no way, man. Y'all gonna have me look up these Brickell prices, man. I don't want to do it now, but y'all gonna make me look up these because I don't think so. Ain't no way. Yeah, I know Komodo got a bar in the lounge. Oh, I thought you had to buy a meal to get into the what's the name? I don't know. Because every time I go in there, I don't know. Mr. G. Like I said, the office, man. The office got some. You're not gonna. I'm not getting taken down for that, but yeah, the office is nice. Chestnut, what's going on, man? It's all good. I was supposed to be done now. I guess we'll go to 2 hours and then we'll end it. G5 office, Rolex, take one. Those are my spots when I wasn't going across the bridge. Amir says, in the future, you gotta plan the trip for your channel. I don't really do that, but what I do is I do pre-games. And when I do pre-games, what that does is that allows people who want to go to actually book their own stuff and then link up with me. And I'm always cool for meeting people whenever I'm overseas. Like a lot of people that you see in my channel, I've met them on my trips around the world. So like it's like somebody say, "Oh, you going here?" And I was like a month pre-game, and they'll start booking their trip for there. Rain God, what's going on? Random question. What's the best way to find apartments to rent in the middle of Medellin? Long-term villages out there be taxing Airbnbs. What I would say is this, Rain, if you're still here, go get a apartment in Medellin for 2 weeks. You say 2 weeks, right? If you like it, talk to the guy on the phone, not on Airbnb. Talk to him either on the phone or through WhatsApp, and you will get a better deal in that apartment if you stay off WhatsApp. Because not WhatsApp. If you stay off Airbnb, because Airbnb takes a high percentage, and a lot of those apartments in Medellin, they be wanting you to. They'll be cool with you you connecting with them outside. And they may save you $200-300 a month. You know what I mean? So that'd be the best bet, I think. And walk around too. You'll see some apartment signs. Yeah, competition definitely high, man. Decatur is definitely not Miami. Definitely not Atlanta. If she isn't a professional chick in Brickell with an actual career, do not do it. I thought all the girls in Brickell had to be professional women because them apartments are expensive. Them apartments are expensive, so I thought they ought to be. Flyboy, not right now. Brickell Studio. What? Oh man, yo, that's crazy, yo. I mean, on South Beach, I understood because it's walking. My place, 2,000, but you told me a studio in Brickell was 2,000. Crazy, yo. I doubt it, Chestnut. I don't want, like I said, because there's no guarantee that I'm going to Cuba right now. The whole thing is this: I can go to Cuba by myself. I got connections there. I just don't know yet if I'm going to go. But it looks like I'm going to go. It looks like I'm going to go, but I don't know if there's going to be a footnote though, because like my reason for going to Cuba this time is just to buy art, support the Cuban people, and go see this woman that I met when I was first there. That she's in the video, and go link up with David from Via Hero because he was cool too. So I'm not going to Cuba to like do a whole tourism thing again. So I don't know. We'll see. Chad the Great says a 1-bedroom down. It's weird, yo. This stuff is weird. A 1-bedroom downtown Miami in Brickell is $25,000 to $3,000. Now the 2-bedroom price I know because the woman I know in Brickell is paying that much. She's paying $33,000 actually, and she's been there for years. They raised it up. The newly built codes add $1K. That's crazy, yo. And I still wouldn't rent my my condo in Miami because I like having that ability to go once a month. But that's crazy. On God, my condo on the 46th floor. Tripping, bro. Y'all tripping. I understand. You know, I feel y'all. Listen, y'all. I feel y'all with the whole wanting to live in Miami thing. Bro, I'm with it. I experienced it. I know what it feels like, bro. But over $3,000 for a condo? I can't go for that. No, no, no can do. Um, that yo, but see, that's exactly what I'm saying, bro. I had to help my guy move. I saw the prices. My homegirl is a banker in Brooklyn. She pays $45 a month for 2 bedroom and lives by herself. My scammer homie got a 2 bedroom. Yo, these prices give me a headache, yo. Gosh, crazy, bro. That shit crazy. Oh my goodness. Wow, wow. Uh, facts. I just listed my condo Airbnb. Direct booking is the easy way to go. A lot of Brickle chicks got sugar daddies and sponsors, so they ladies. Oh, yo. Oh my God, yo, bro. All right, so the pro and we over here we going to the pros in Miami, right? For the ones I've had recently been great prices, right? But then there's a jump. You got pros. I gotta find a new word for the other one. You got the pros, right? Pros are the standard pros, right? They work at a gentleman's club or a daycare center. Pros, right? But then you got top flight security. Top flight security are the ones that they just sometimes they get paid to just go out with guys and not even be in a physical relationship, just to go out and be seen with these guys in Miami. Bro, I'm talking about they getting $500 to $1,000 a night, bro. I kid you not. There was one that does that, and I didn't know she does that. And I went to go hang out with her, and she said she was a pro. I said, all right, well, how much you want? This chick told me $500. Ain't no way, my boy. I mean, I know inflation is inflation. Ain't no way, my boy. Only friend stars in Brickle. I see them all. You gotta. It's like I feel like, and I know we going over time. We just kicking it. I feel like you gotta really be irresponsible with money to want to spend that much money just to live in a place. But I know the feeling because I live it. I mean, I be down in my place in Miami for weeks at a time. Sometimes I know the feeling, but man, crazy. Fly boy, Jonathan, what's up, man? Do you think I can get cheeks and plot? Yes. For first night, I'm getting a lot of matches on Tinder. Quality, quality, maybe not. Cheeks, definitely, definitely. Quality, maybe not. And what I consider quality is 8 and up. I consider quality 8 and up. So when I say quality, fellas or ladies, it's 8 and up. Quality, no. If you live down there, on the first night, definitely, without a doubt. I got 1,800 because my studio rent for 2,000 on South Beach in Brickell is usually a little bit less because I'm gonna. All right, so certain parts of South Beach is cheaper than Brickell, but my condo is on the water, so that's more expensive than Brickell. So I would just presume that if my condo as a studio rents for 2,000, then the studio over there will rent a 1 bedroom will rent for 1,800 because it's. But that's weird, man. Um, that's crazy. I don't even risk that, man. Well, I live in the residential section, so it's a little different. I hear you, man. Can you go to Santo Domingo? Uh, Dominican Republic, no, there's too many people out there that can give you great content in the DR. When I get in my middle 40s and maybe higher, when I'm not able to, when I don't want to really move around as much, climb rocks and do all that stuff, maybe I'll do the Sosua, Santo Domingo thing. But the Chile one, yeah, I might do a Chile one in the next 5 years. I might do a Chile one in the next 5 years. Chad the Great says a lot of chicks that live in Brickell got sugar daddy strippers, pros, Instagram influencers, scammers. Yes, girls scam too. Models, Instagram models, tennis players, and OnlyFans chicks. Yo, it's just so crazy, man. Like I said, me trying to get at a woman in Brickell. I don't think I've knocked her. I've knocked some women down in Brickell. It's a different type of bougie. I'm sorry. It's a different type of bougie in Brooklyn. It's a different type of bougie. Exactly. That's crazy. Spring break has normally been wild, but they're trying to, and Chad the Great can kind of like speak more into this because he lives down there. But they've been trying to curb the wildness in Miami Beach. So they've been adapting new rules that like no loud music and you can't smoke cigarettes in Miami Beach or something like that. And they've been trying to enact new rules to curb down on the wildness during spring break. But spring break is usually now wind would be blowing up during spring break. So exactly, Capricorn Way. I think I made it to the end. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, y'all. So we made it to the end. Yeah, it's a lot of people. A lot. Okay. Pause. Stuttering. Rain God beats. There's not as much European tourists in Playa Carmen. There's a lot of European expats. A lot of the people from Europe, from a lot of the people from Canada, they moved to Playa del Carmen and Tulum during the pandemic and never went back. Never went back. A lot of them. Shout out to Travel Shorts. I haven't seen him in a while online or anything, but Travel Shorts is from the UK. When the pandemic happened, he moved to the DR, I believe, for a while. He lived in Colombia for a while, and he just never went back to the UK. A lot of people from the UK, a lot of people from like Russia and from Canada, they've done that. So they're not really tourists. They actually expats who live there. Same goes with double for dudes. 80% of the dudes I've actually do crypto entrepreneurs or some business that don't pay like that, i.e. scamming. Listen, man. One thing, like I said, the one thing I say, and we're gonna end this soon because we're over almost 2 hours, and everybody, I'm not gonna get paid for this one. But the one thing I say about Brickle is that if you're an entrepreneur, if you're someone who wants to figure out a way to make money, Brickle, it's better to live in Brickle because you'll be able to connect with people who may give you a different insight on how something should be. South Beach, where I live, is mostly retirees. I'm probably one of the youngest, if not the youngest person in my building that I've seen. I'm probably maybe two more people younger than me in my building. So I definitely would say if you're on the thrive, you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to build a program, build your brand, build your business, Brickwood, it might actually be worth that $2,000 for a studio versus South Beach. I mean, it might be, but if not, then Mexico City is definitely an idea. Tijuana, I doubt it. Tijuana has too many restrictions with the recording videos. Mexico City, I may with time. Yeah. All right, fellas. Ladies, fellas, if you're here, I appreciate everybody for coming in the room. I hope you guys hit the like button on the way out. Just wanted to give you guys a perspective of how I feel with dating in Miami for these last 2 years I've been there. I'll be back in Miami tomorrow. I was going to do some Tinder searching, but we had some good conversations. I'm going to hit the Tinder now before I take it down because I still have nothing. I don't really want to do a lot of stuff just when I go to Miami tomorrow. This weekend, I just want to chill. I got a Black Man Guide dropping on Friday. Black Man's Guide to Cali, Colombia dropping on Friday. So I can just chill on Friday, go in the jacuzzi. But I got to get something from Tinder because I don't have any ladies lined up. But it's your boy, FRE, $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's THEFLYBOYWAY. Don't ask why. Just check out the channel. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace. Make sure you look out for the Black Man's Guide to Cali, Colombia coming Friday.